Good day, everyone, and welcome to Journey of the Anointed with Mr. Buzz. There is a phrase that you'll hear a lot from Christians watching Christian videos and stuff, and it's one of my favorites, actually. It's that all things are possible with God. All things. That's not some things. That's not certain things. I mean, with God, it would even be possible for Joe Biden to stay awake at an event for the whole thing. That would be possible. He's got a lack of God in his life, actually. It's probably why he doesn't. But if he had God in his life, he could actually stay awake. That would be possible. I know it sounds impossible, but I mean all things. Like the most supernatural parting of the Red Sea. That sort of level of stuff. Okay? Those aren't just stories that someone wrote because they sounded cool or they teach lessons. They're things that happened. The Bible is a historical account of events that took place. The Lord did part the Red Sea. And the Israelites walked through, and their enemies were swallowed up because as soon as they went in the same way, God put the water back together, and yeah, that really happened. That isn't just a cool story. Really happened. All things are possible with God. So the reason that I'm making this video, I know there are others out there who maybe watch my videos sometimes who are trying to advance out of the season you're in and into the next one. That's what we all want, of course, especially if we're stuck in the wilderness one. Oh, you're very eager to get out of that one because that one's no fun. You still have to be grateful for it because it is molding you and you know you're growing because of it. So you have to have a certain amount of gratitude for it. But it's also okay to be eager to leave it when you feel you're ready, which, you know, a lot of you probably feel you're ready now. I know I am for sure. Actually getting out of a season that you're in and into the next one, that's a big step, actually. It's not just bang and it's done. This is something I've learned. So the Lord is thorough. He doesn't offer leniency in special spots and, you know, well, you're not quite there, but I'm going to give you a break on this and this. No, you've got to make the cut or you get left behind. You get left where you're at. True, I've discovered this. Beyond any question, it's totally true. So, one of the things that'll hold you back if you're about to step into your divine purpose, the reason you're here on earth, which, no matter who you are, it's something, that divine purpose, if you haven't been informed of what it is yet, one thing I do know is it's way bigger than you can even comprehend. It's not a small little thing. It's a very big thing. You're going to walk into something way beyond anything you ever dreamed. Way beyond the capabilities you believe you have, okay? But this is where the problem is. Don't think that your capabilities that you have and have always had have anything to do with that, because they don't. There's another phrase that's important here. The Lord does not call the equipped. He equips the called. So there are plenty of stories in the Bible about people who didn't think they were worthy of anything big at all. I'm not an eloquent speaker, Lord. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not a leader. I'm not blah blah blah. And the Lord's like, oh no. I say you are, and I'm going to make you that. It's not a matter of you have to be that already. If the Lord decides He wants to use you for something, He's going to make you that. He's going to He's not going to call you to something because you're already equipped. He's going to equip you for that because he's called you. And you have to understand that all things are possible with God. I'm going to tell you something that's going to probably sound crazy to anybody who knows me. But since I started thinking about what could my divine purpose be, it's the craziest thing, but I keep getting the thought that the Lord wants me to be the Prime Minister of Canada. I know, it's funny. It's hilarious. However, I find myself really hoping that's it. Do I want to be the Prime Minister of the country? Yes. Big time. Do I feel I'm ready for it? With God at my side helping me? Yep, sure do. I'd be the best Prime Minister the country ever saw. Because of God. Not because I'm super skilled. I am just a regular guy. But if he called me to do that, he'd equip me to do that. And he would guide me every step of the way as I did that. He would be merely using me as a vessel for his will to be done through. Okay, that's what's happening when you're moved into the next season. The Lord, and I'm making this video because I want the Lord to know I understand all this. This is straight from my heart. This is not just repeating things I've heard, or I mean I have learned these things from several different places, but I fully understand this now, and I want the Lord to know I fully understand this. Whatever it is he wants you to do, he's going to walk with you as you do it. He's going to give you every skill you need. He's going to put words in your mouth to speak when it's time for you to say a certain thing. You don't know what it is, the Lord will put the words in your mouth. He will use you as his vessel, so his will can be done through you. He's going to use you as his puppet, basically. I mean, really, that's what you end up being, which is totally fine with me. I mean, I'm completely fine. Pull the strings, make me dance, whatever you want, Lord, whatever. If you're making me do it, I know it's good. It's the right thing, and it's going to have success. All things are possible with God. So me being the Prime Minister of this country, I mean, I don't think that's my divine purpose. I think my divine purpose has something to do with music. It would just make sense because that's what I've been immersed in all my life. But I mean, it could, according to Denza Mose, who I watch religiously, whatever your divine purpose is, you're not going to be expecting it to be that. It's going to be something you're not expecting at all. So it could be something like being the Prime Minister of the country, because that isn't what I had expected to be. I would expect it to, be a music star or something like that, and spread the glory of God through my music and, that sort of thing. Maybe encourage a revival worldwide with my music, because music is really powerful for that. That would be what I'd expect. But apparently what you expect is not necessarily what the Lord has planned at all. It's what you don't expect is what he has planned. And it's apparently always way bigger than you think. It's like top level stuff. It's like being the Prime Minister of the country. So, vote for Jeffrey. So, if I'm going to be running for Prime Minister, please vote for me. I swear to you, I would, if the Lord told me, I need you to be the Prime Minister, we're going to have to get you going with a campaign and this and that, I'd be like, all right, let's do it. I'd be so excited to step into that role for the Lord. Can't even imagine. Would I doubt myself? If I had to do it alone without him, I don't think it would go very well. If I have him with me, guiding me, equipping me, I'll be the best Prime Minister ever. because I don't know if he's ever done that with any of the other ones. It doesn't, to watch their performance, I'd say he has not done that with any of the other ones. If he did that with me, I would certainly be the best prime minister the country ever saw. And it would have nothing to do with my skills that I have now, or who I was years ago, where I came from, my background, my education. Nope. Solely based on the fact that the Lord is there with me every step of the way, and all things are possible, like me being the best prime minister Canada ever saw, with God. Without God, no. You're just a human, and I'd probably perform like the other prime ministers. Well, I wouldn't be as crooked as them. Some of them steal and everything else. But I probably wouldn't do very well on the world stage, probably, without God guiding me. No, I don't know how I'd make out. I wouldn't feel confident without the Lord, that's for sure. Put the Lord with me? Oh yeah, good to go. Good to go. I'll do anything. I told him I'll be an astronaut. There's nothing he could come up with that I'll be the emperor of the world if he says, you tell me what to do, Lord, and I'm ready to go. That's the attitude you need to have. Okay, if you want to be pulled into this season where you step into your divine purpose, do not think that any purpose is too big for you. If the Lord says it's the one he wants you to do, it's the one you do. And it's the one you'll do perfectly because he's going to be with you. You just have to learn how to take his guidance, be obedient to him, and do what he says. As long as you can do that, you got nothing to worry about. You can walk boldly with confidence every step of the way. Always have him right there. Always have him giving you the right words to say. Always have him to help you make the right decision. Take every decision to him. Go, Lord, this is a big one. There's a whole lot of lives depends on this. Pressure. Just go to him and say, Lord, this is a big decision. And I want to be very careful as I make this one. Please assist. That's what you'd say. Don't freak out. Oh, no, what am I going to do? No, trust. Trust in the Lord. The Lord is not going to put you in a place that you can't handle and that you're going to fall on your face, and he's not going to do that. Remember, he does not call the equipped. He equips the called. That's all you got to remember. No matter what he wants you to do. You know, we can even go as far as to say that I've never had an ounce of medical training in my life, okay? Not a bit. I learned CPR, how to do that one time. That's it. Maybe basic first aid, how to wrap up a cut and how to do little things like that. But if he told me right now, you're going to be a surgeon. You need to be a surgeon. Okay, I'm not sure how you're going to pull that off, Lord, but I can't wait to see. Let's do it. If he really insisted I'm going to be a surgeon, then I'm going to be a surgeon. Whatever. I'm 55 years old. I might say, but I'm too old to go to med school now. No, he'd just extend my life by the right amount of years that I could still do it. There's people out there who are 80 and 90 years old who look like they're 50 because the Lord made them younger. Yep. That is true. That is totally true. The way I feel, he's done that with me. I'm 55, and I felt 55 maybe a year and a half ago. I don't anymore. I walk all over this city every day. I go for 3 walks a day sometimes. Long walks. Brisk walks. I don't walk slow. I cover some territory. I walk for miles and miles every day. I'm not even out of breath a bit. I might graduate to jogging so I can get a better cardiovascular workout, but my legs are so strong and my lungs from smoking all my life, you'd think they'd be shot, but this walking has just got them cleared right out. I breathe so clearly and so well. I feel like no word of a lie, I feel like I'm 35 physically. Now, I don't look 35. No, I know that, but I feel like I'm 35. My amount of strength and stamina, and probably better than when I was 35, because I was abusing myself real bad when I was 35. And I'm not abusing myself now like that. I'm treating myself a lot better. So, yeah, I whatever age. Who was it? Sarah and Abraham. Yeah, she was supposed to have a son to be his heir, and they were old, and it hadn't happened. They were getting old, and it hadn't happened. So she suggested he sleep with one of the servants, the servant women or whatever, a handmaiden or whatever, a mistress. I think she was called a mistress. And impregnate her, and that can be your heir. Take matters into your own hands. Shouldn't have done that, because as old as they were, the Lord still went good on his promise. And Sarah was old and still had his heir, his baby. So then they had two to deal with, because the other one had one too. So they took matters into their own hands when they shouldn't have. But the Lord keeps promises. He does not break promises. So, because he'd already made that promise, he still kept it. So there turned out to be two heirs then. Things got a little messy. That's quite a story, actually. That one there's a lot of insight you can gain from reading that story. It's quite an interesting one. They all are, but that one in particular is. So if he told me I was going to be a surgeon, and at the age of 55, I'd never even had an ounce of medical training, I'd just say, okay, I guess you're going to have to probably extend my life a little bit, because I am at that stage now just to start med school right now. Boy, I'm going to be the oldest med school student there. But you're going to extend my life probably, so if I'm still doing surgery at 95, 100 years old, whatever, I'll look like I'm 75 probably, and I'll be great. That's how the Lord works. You got to forget worldly constraints, because the Lord created the world. Do you think he goes by worldly constraints, these limits? Nope. He slashes them and they're gone. There's no limits. There's no limits. All things are possible with God. I'm not saying some things. I didn't say certain things. I didn't say most things. I said all things are possible with God. You could be 105 years old and the Lord say, you always wanted to have a baby and you didn't. I think you'll have a baby next year. You'd be 105 years old. You'd be like, yeah, I don't think so. And then all of a sudden, you have a baby next year. That's what that story about Sarah tells us. I don't know how old she was, but quite old, actually. I think it might have been even a couple 100 years old or something, because people lived a lot longer back then. If you want to make it into the next season, this is what I'm telling you. And I'm making this video to help you understand this, and so I can show the Lord that I understand this as well. I'm ready to get out of the season I'm in. I'm ready to step into my divine purpose. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll be a pilot. I'll be like I say, the emperor, an astronaut, the prime minister of the country. You name it. You name it. And I'll do it. And I'll walk into it with confidence. And I'll walk into it boldly. Because I will know the Most High God has my back and is guiding me every step of the way. Doesn't get any better than that. That means guaranteed success. So, whatever your purpose is, don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it at all. Hope for it to be as big as possible. Because you don't want to do small things. What's it good to do in small things? Do something big. Whatever the Lord has for you, it is big. It's not going to be, you're going to be a bookkeeper or something. It's going to be something way bigger than that. Okay, way bigger than that. Not that there's anything wrong with being a bookkeeper. There isn't. But if you had any dream, you could say, like, you could just state your dream in life and it happens. How many people are going to say, I want to be a bookkeeper? No, they're not. They're going to say, I want to be, a lot of people would say things like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be the emperor of the world. I want to be the prime minister of the country. Of course, you're going to say something big. So don't be afraid to dream big. The Lord definitely has big dreams for you, but they're not dreams. They're going to be a reality if you learn to trust him and realize that all things are possible with God through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, who is the way, the truth, and the life, the Lord of lords, and the King of kings.